Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's so good to see you all here. And after this holiday weekend, for sure, at the end of the weekend, it was just a couple of days ago. But I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Hope you all spent it enjoying with your family and friends. But it's a beautiful thing to see you all back. Come on in, come on in. Get settled, get comfortable. Because we're back and we're picking up right where we left off. Right where we left off. Get comfortable. Make sure you're going ahead and hit that like button for your girl. Hit the like button. We're going to ease back into the conversation that never really stopped. And if you've been sitting with thoughts since the last time we talked, you're exactly where you're supposed to be, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Welcome to each and every one of you that are joining the live stream. This case is something else. It's all over the place. It's keeping some of us up at night, wondering, looking for answers that we may never get. But one thing we do know, the one thing that we do know, is that the questions still remain. And tonight we want to know, why are there so many truths still hidden in the chaos? And the community that we've built here, we're going to do what we do. Go through trying to figure out why, although we may never get the answers. But here we put our thoughts on the table. And together we come up with a solution. So I'm going to give a few more minutes to each and every one of you to get situated, to get settled, to get comfortable. And come on in here, kick off your shoes. Make sure your drink and your snacks is available. Because we're going to have a time. We're going to have a time. We're going to have a time. And this discussion will make it a time. So y'all know how we do. You all have this moment to connect with your neighbors and your friends and make sure you share out the live. Connect with those emojis to the right. Show some love to the channel. And we will be right back.
Welcome to MOCA, no love bills. Hit that like button, you might break the scale. If you can't join the membership, still ride for free, $99. Yeah, we lit in here. Comments popping, energy rocking, we all shine. We here to stay. Drop truth, not tea. You ain't gotta pay the vibe. Hit that like for free. Every panel on fire, every topic gon' trend. If you ain't a member yet, you still a friend. Amen. Got love for the real, was no time for the mess. We keep it authentic, that's no labels at its best. Welcome to MOCA, no love bills. Where the truth ring loud like church bells. Like, comment, subscribe, free 99 if you ride. We don't fake the vibe. We go live, we outside. Welcome to MOCA, no love bills. Where the truth ring loud like subscribe, free 99 if you ride. We don't fake the vibe. We go live, we outside. It's MOCA and the crew, we the talk of the streets. Bring the real back to YouTube, no scripts, no beats. We laugh, we drag, we educate too. All the bells in the chat know how we do. So tap in, lean back, sip your drink real slow. Let the haters keep watching. We steal the show from MOCA to NOLA. We hold it down steady. Platinum Plus approved. That girl stay ready. Welcome to MOCA, nah, nah, nah. subscribe, free my ain't if you ride. We don't fake the vibe, we gon' live, we outside. From the panel to the people, it's pure real talk. She ain't following a trend, she lead her own walk. No cameras, my mic check with no lights on blast. But every episode hit like first class. We ain't gossiping, we testifying, keep it bold. Every story got a lesson that need to be told. So hit that bell, join the ride in style. Welcome to MOCA, stick around for a while. Welcome to MOCA, know all our bells. Where the bells ring, truth in the chat stay lit. Like, comment, subscribe, don't quit. If you can't join the membership, free not be nice. Still with it. Still with it. We outside. We outside.
All right, guys. All right. We are back in this thing. Yes, we are. We are definitely back. And for those of you that just entered the chat, welcome, 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 welcome. And once again, I hope you all had an awesome, awesome Christmas. And you're looking forward to an even happier new year. We're here. And for those of you who have not yet hit that like button, please hit the like button for your girl. Tap those emojis to the right. Light up the chat. And if you're happy to be here and happy to be back in this space, because we're back again, throw some fleur de lis in this chat. We're coming back straight from NOLA, bringing more content, unraveling the mysteries behind Kenneka Jenkins and Theresa Martin, figuring out why there are so many truths being hidden in this chaos. I love each and every one of you. And Catherine, happy birthday, beautiful. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you many, many more, my love. Guys, before we get any further into this thing, let me just put this on the table because y'all know we talk about everything up in here. Good, bad, right, and wrong. Everything spoken here tonight is allegedly definitely being used for commentary and reaction purposes only. We're discussing Kenneka Jenkins, Theresa Martin, the shenanigans behind it. Nothing more and nothing less. Before anybody gets too comfortable, let me ask y'all something. Why is it years later, so many years later, we're still sitting with the same unanswered questions? See, most cases that are clear, they don't need to keep resurfacing. But then when you have a situation like this that just don't make sense, it just keeps getting re-questioned. And if the truth is there and the truth is real, one thing I know you know as adults, the truth don't need this much explaining. So if everything was settled and the truth was out there from the beginning, why to us does this case still feels unsettled? That's why tonight we have to talk about why the truth still feels hidden in chaos. If ever this case made you pause and say, nah, something is off. Something definitely ain't right. And if this case has been bothering you and having you look left, right, sideways, backwards. Man, drop some eyes in the damn chat because it got us looking all over the place. All over the place. I see you all coming up in here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the chat and happy holidays to each and every one of you. I see y'all. I see y'all dropping those eyes up in this chat. Baby, we got some work to do, some things to talk about. When we last talked, I see those eyes up in here. When we last talked, we were already deep in this case. Not the headline type deep, but the something ain't right deep. This is one of them damn cases you just can't stop talking about. But you don't stop thinking about them either. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, tapping those emojis. For those of you that are not subscribed to the channel, grab a subscription, become a member. Super chats, super stickers are available. Support the channel. Since our last conversation, since we've been gone for the holidays, let me ask you all something. Because, child, y'all know MOCA be wanting to know. I know these YouTube streets have been hot with this conversation. And I know MOCA's done missed some stuff. And y'all know I gotta know what's been going on in these streets with this case. Because, honey, child, this is the case that keeps on giving. This is definitely the case that keeps on giving. I've never seen another like it. Catherine says, hot MOCA, on fire out here. Girl, I could only imagine. I could only imagine. Philly Mom says, no problem. I've invested 8 years into this. I have so much old information, I couldn't let it go. I knew it was more to it all. Girl, it's a mess. It is truly a mess. But what I'm going to do at some point, because we're never here for a long time, but we make the best of the time that we do have here. At some moment during this live stream, I will definitely drop that link. And we're going to talk about it. I'm going to let you all talk about it. But let me tell you something. I see y'all. I see what y'all are throwing out here. And what I'm noticing is every time this case pops up, it's not because something got cleared up. It's because everything just keeps getting re-questioned. Different voices, but the same discomfort. And to me, that don't sit right. It just don't sit right. So here we are, still discussing Kenneka, still discussing Theresa. Let me share something with you all. I watched a YouTuber, and I'm not big on the mediums and the spiritual connections, but I do just listen to pick up little vibes or whatnot. There was a YouTuber that did a voice box on Kenneka. It was very interesting, to say the least. The questions that were asked. The questions that was asked were chilling. Very chilling. My girl Catherine said, where was Antonia for almost 2 months? That's a hell of a question. That's a hell of a question. Tony says, MOCA, I heard it as well. Man, oh man, oh man, when I tell you that voice box didn't sit right with me, y'all. And Henry Boone, welcome, boo. And the thing, very disturbing, Portia, very disturbing, my love. Isn't it interesting when he put that voice box out there? First, my question was to myself as I watched, right? As I watched it, the first question I had to ask was this. Is it really Kenneka that he's speaking to? Because Theresa said Kenneka was cremated. So, sir, who are you talking to? Who you talking to? And the more he talked and the more questions he asked, the more MOCA started seeing things. There was an eye. That was the first thing I saw, right? Man, it was an eye in the sky watching over him while he was doing that spirit box session. My God, my God. Let me tell you, it was creepy. It had me feeling a certain type of way. But the one thing that bothered me, I don't know whether it was Kenneka he was speaking to, or if it was Antonia he was speaking to, but he was speaking. And they were speaking back. And it amazes me. He asked the question. The question that he asked was, one of the questions he asked was, Kenneka, are your friends responsible for your death? She didn't have to answer. She didn't have to answer, but she did. And when the answer came, guys, there was a snowman, a little, one of those yard snowmans that you stick in your yard as a Christmas decoration. There was one propped against that headstone. When he asked about the friends, the snowman fell. Bloop. Bloop. The snowman fell. Why would the snowman fall? That was a sign. That was one sign. Guys, I understand that you all want to, partake in the conversation. I appreciate that. And we could talk about it, but just respect the channel and not put another content creator's name in the chat. And that way, we keep it respectful here, and that won't cause any problems nor any issues with another content creator. I really, really I really wish you all would respect that, and we can move forward. Thank you. And when that snowman fell, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. So he continued asking questions. One thing I can say about those spirits, they're real. They are very, very real, right? But in that moment, those spirits didn't come to play with Theresa. They didn't come to play with Theresa. He also asked who should be responsible for her death. Once again, not knowing if it was Kenneka or Antonia he was speaking to, but from that session, it came back. The hotel is responsible. She also said the hotel knows who Billy is. It bothered me because Billy, the name Billy, the name Bill, that name came up over and over and over again. Over and over again. And that was no coincidence. Billy came up like 4 times. The name Bill came up maybe 2 or 3 times. That's not coincidental. Because that name has been connected to this in more ways than one. And one of the things that had me scratching my head, he says, Kenneka, what do you want to say to Theresa? She said, leave it alone, Mom. She said that several times. So when she said, leave it alone so many times, now that leads me to believe. That leaves me to believe Kenneka knew what was going on prior to all of this taking place. That leads me to believe, allegedly, Theresa had the conversation with Theresa prior to all of this going on. That leads me to believe Kenneka wanted no parts of this, of whatever took place. Because why would she keep telling Theresa to leave it alone? Leave it alone. It may be a possibility. She's telling her to stop trying to dig up old wounds, trying to get more money out of these people. Leave it alone, Theresa. And those words, leave it alone, stuck out like a sore throat. All of this is insane. Definitely a cover-up, Portia. And I do believe with everything that's in me, Kenneka was aware. She was very much aware of what was getting ready to take place. Because the name Bill came up too many times. Exactly, Portia. Just like she said, leave it alone, Theresa. Theresa came out and told us to leave it alone. So why would Bill's name pop up as many times as it did? And as this young man kept talking to Kenneka, he says, Kenneka, is there anything you would like to say to Theresa? She ended in saying nothing at all. The fact that he was out there, Portia, that's what I'm thinking. Catherine, that's exactly what I'm thinking. The fact that this man flew from Atlanta to go to Chicago in those cold ass temperatures and sit in that cemetery and do this spoke volumes. No way he just did that shit for content. He wanted to know. He wanted to know. Exactly, Tony. Because, Tony, there was a man, if you listen closely, there was a man in the background. As Kenneka was speaking, there was a man back there. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is really going on? Right? Theresa done sold her soul to the devil. She sold Kenneka, allegedly, to the devil as well. And now the devil is here to collect. The laughing, feel it, mommy, the laughing in the background. And I'm going to tell you what I imagine the laughing in the background to be. To me, the laughing in the background were her friends. I believe it was her friends that was in the background. There are so many people that has a price to pay for this. He asked Kenneka if she felt the people that were involved in this, she felt, would they get their karma? Most definitely they will. Friends involved. This is no joke. He was out there speaking to Kenneka next to that headstone. And I just want to say something about that headstone. That headstone looks just like Theresa. It's hideous because there's no way. No way. And I'm going to show you all just how much Theresa really matters and what role she really played in Kenneka's life. As a mother, that headstone did not say Kenneka Jenkins, a loving daughter. That's not what it said first. First it said loving granddaughter. Now, why would it be granddaughter first? See, the grandparents were put before Theresa. So Theresa, what role did you really play in all of this? Here we have this big ass statue of Kenneka sitting out there. On top of the big ass statue sitting there, next to it was, yes, an urn. So was that for confusion? Because she can't be buried and cremated at the same time. And he sat there. He sat there and he asked the questions. And when some of the questions became too deep and burning, or the questions troubled whoever was in that cemetery, rather it was Kenneka or Antonia, when the questions seemed troubling, that little snowman couldn't keep his ass still. He just kept flipping over. This is troubling. This is very troubling. When he started asking questions about Theresa, whomever he was channeling, they weren't privy to discuss Theresa. Theresa was not the subject. Theresa was not somebody that they wanted to talk about. That was very troubling to me. So since Theresa was not someone that they wanted to shine the light on, Theresa, I want to know, how much damage have you really caused? For those of you that are just entering the chat, welcome, 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 and happy holidays to you. Make sure you hit that like button, share out the live, because Theresa, what have you done? What have you done? I see some of y'all is up in here. Y'all ain't typing, but I know damn well you're listening. And if that's you, drop some eyes up in this chat so I know you're still here. And that's the thing, you know? People don't just keep revisiting this case because it's YouTube drama. They revisit it because the explanations never really set right in their spirit. Catherine said there were a few voices that came through that voice box, that spirit box. The video popped up. It was, yes, Lord, it was there. I see y'all. I see y'all. Thank you for the eyes in the chat. My friend Cornell can't stand Theresa. Cornell says, thank you so much, Cornell. Cornell says Theresa ain't no damn good. Thank you all. I see y'all in the building. I see y'all in the building. I see y'all in the building. What gets me? What gets me? Theresa sacrificed an entire human, allegedly, for her own personal gain. Now, the personal gain was financial stability. How far, Theresa, did that money take you? Because one thing we know for certain, it didn't bring you happiness. Because if that money brought Theresa any happiness, there's no way we would see Theresa out here doing what Theresa does. Cornell said Theresa is just another Annette. Running game, Cornell. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Because Annette will be content real soon. We got to get back to Annette because, well, no, we can't just let her roll over and, like she don't exist, Cornell. We can't start the new year without going back to Annette. My sister, Rashina, said it took Theresa straight to hell on earth, and that it did. Theresa's living in hell right now. She's living in hell. Philly Mommy says, I never trusted her bras. They told me everything I needed to know. That hoe ain't nothing good. Philly Mommy, you're just like my boy Kernell. Kernell said the my bras gotta go. And they tell a story. Henry Boone says, MOCA, I know one thing. I rewatched the video of Theresa foaming out the mouth, and her voice truly sounds like a possessed demon, an old male demon voice. It was something to listen to. It was something to listen to, because that voice, it was not normal. That shit sounded so paranormal. No, it was demons. It was definitely demons. Catherine says, allegedly, Theresa and Antonio ran together. Listen, I heard that too. They're both in the same age bracket. And that's what gets me. Don't put Antonia, don't get me wrong. It's a possibility that Kenneka knew exactly who Antonia was. Because Antonia did allegedly hang around Theresa. But Theresa felt she had a little more street sense. Lady JJ, hey, my love. Welcome, welcome. It's so good seeing you. And thank you so much for blessing the channel. Happy holidays to you, sis. I love you so much. And it's good seeing you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for gracing the channel. But Antonia was around the same age with Theresa. Theresa felt that she had a little more street sense than Antonia. Antonia was labeled as being slow, which is why Theresa felt she could have set Antonia up the way she did. That's what she felt. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Kenneka knew about it. See, we're not going to downplay this like Kenneka was not aware of what was going on. May she rest in peace. Kenneka knew the game plan. I do believe she didn't want no parts of what was going on. I also believe that once she knew too much of what was about to happen, I believe it was too late for her to get out of it. That's exactly why from that spirit box, she kept saying the name Bill. She kept saying the name Billy. She knew. Allegedly, Theresa made the deal with the devil on the 6th. So when she made the deal with the devil the night of that ball or the night of that masquerade party, she went back and she had this discussion with Kenneka. If you all are feeling where I'm going with this, if you all believe that Theresa had this conversation with Kenneka prior to, light this chat up with some fire. And if you believe MOCA's wrong, tell me, MOCA, stop right there. I'll wait. I'll wait. Because something is telling me that Theresa left that party on the 6th and went home and had that discussion with Kenneka. Thank you all very much. I see you lighting it up. I do believe Kenneka knew. I do believe. Kenneka knew the role that she was supposed to play. And I also believe those friends at that party knew the role that Kenneka was supposed to play. Those so-saved friends, they also had a role. Those friends had a role to play. Philly Mommy says, Kenneka said that she would be put up on the 6th, and she did. And nobody understood what that meant. She said she would be put up on the 6th. Put up on what? Put up on auction or put up as a sacrifice. Either way it go. Theresa's at the center of it because all this shit took place on the 6th. That's where it originated. So Kenneka knew exactly, Raquel, on the 6th was not a coincidence. It was not a coincidence. And that's what happened. My girl Marty is up in here. Marty said, yes, she did. I seen a video when she kept saying Billy. She said it one time too many. And it said everything that we needed to know. Definitely it was a play. Catherine, it was definitely a play. Philly Mommy says, at that time, we didn't know what that meant. We really didn't. We didn't know what it meant. But now that these dots are being connected, we see it clearly. For her to say she would be put up on the 6th. Put up on what, Kenneka? But something is telling me when she said she would be put up on the 6th, maybe, just maybe, she thought it was going to go down in a different way. Antonia would be gone. The sacrifice would be made because she was supposed to set her up. And they both could collect. Theresa wasn't supposed to collect by herself. Allegedly, Kenneka was supposed to get a piece of the pie too. But it didn't happen that way. So if that's what put up on the 6th meant, y'all was supposed to be living large after that. See, God works in mysterious ways. It went bad. Antonia disappeared in the worst way. And Kenneka did too. Wanda, my love, welcome to the chat. Happy holidays to you, baby. And thank you so much for blessing the chat. That's what Theresa didn't understand. Our plans are not his plans. Right? So coming around and doing what you do, baby, you're wanting to set up one and not realizing you set a stage for your very own to be taken away from you. The real welcome, boo. Welcome. See, when Antonia's mom went to that funeral, Miss Barbara, and realized, hey, that's my daughter in that casket. How many of y'all believe that Theresa and her connections and the game that they played for the truth to stay hidden? How many of you all believe that Theresa and her connections fought tooth and nail for Miss Barbara not to get that grave site dug up to prove that it's her daughter there? If you believe that that headstone was thrown out there in that cemetery to stop that body from being dug up, Drop some eyes in the chat. This is the most wicked shit that I've ever seen in my life. And I think that's the reason for the headstone. I believe that's the reason for that headstone. Thank you all for dropping the eyes, because now we're on the same page. I do believe that's the reason for the headstone. They don't want the world to know that it's a game that they play. And ain't nobody benefited from that game that was played other than Theresa and the few dollars that she got. Nobody benefited other than Kenneka's daddy and the little bit that he got. Nobody benefited but Lenore and the little bit that she got. Oh, Kenny benefited, but he couldn't enjoy what he got because allegedly Theresa labeled him as crazy and got him locked up. So these cover-ups, because they don't want the world to keep digging. And the biggest benefactor of them all, because the little bit that Theresa and them got ain't shit. The biggest benefactor of them all is the one. If you all believe what MOCA believes, the biggest one that benefited from all of this, the biggest benefactor of them all, that's the one that's still walking, living, and breathing. That's the one that ended up with Kenneka's functioning organ. John, welcome, my love. And if you all believe that somebody somewhere actually have Kenneka's organs, man, oh man, oh man, drop some hundreds in the chat. I don't want to be the only one that believes somebody else got this girl's organs. Samantha says, Kenneka knew, but it didn't go as planned. Facts. 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 Rashina says, on game, what was supposed to go down, but Kenneka met her own fate. That part, sis. Thank you all for dropping these hundreds in the chat. Welcome, 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 everyone that just entered the chat. Welcome. Kitty said she knew. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Philly Mommy said, child, wait a minute. Thank you all for dropping these hundreds in the chat, baby. Kenneka Marie, hey, boo. Philly Mommy says Theresa was listed as Vade Martin, which a guy means to vanish, aka aliases and fraud. Why though? Why? Theresa, you see what I mean? Everything is coming up showing Theresa to be a fake and a fraud. A fake and a fraud. So Theresa, now it's very understandable why you're out here moving the way you're moving. You can't sleep. You mad with the world. You looking the way you looking. You're doing the things that you're doing. But Theresa, God is a man that don't sleep. Since when you felt God would be pleased with what you got going on? Since when? Laria said they were pulling more strings than a little bit. And that night, it wasn't just Theresa. Portia said once again, a big cover up for us all to shut up. Samantha, that's the biggest question of them all. That's the biggest question of them all. And I've been asking, where's Kenneka? Where's Kenneka? Where is she? And that's a good question. Where is she? Just scamming, just scamming. Samantha said the aunt got money as well. Samantha, that aunt got money. That aunt didn't listen. The aunt didn't get money from the hotel, right? The aunt received money from Theresa. Allegedly, Theresa sat there. Theresa shared with family and friends during the drunken rage exactly what took place. And just like the hotel gave Theresa hush money, Theresa gave them hush money. I said it, but y'all shut the hell up. And don't y'all ever repeat what I say. So Theresa, out of those $3.7 million that she received, Theresa was paying family members and friends that she slipped her tongue and said certain things during her drunken stage. She paid them to shut the hell up. She paid them to shut the hell up. How, as a mother, because she wasn't, let me take that back, because she wasn't a damn mother. How, as a caregiver, because that's what the fuck she was, how do you go on covering shit like this up? And then you want people to support you covering this type of shit up. How do you do it? And that's why she's out here looking the way she's looking. Theresa has a hell of a price to pay, and she's going to suffer through it all. Catherine said headstones. No exhuming the body. They're all mad because no big movie in the world put their plans to a stop. Investigating every lead. And Zach blew the cap off the lid in the beginning, and he spoiled it all. That part. Carly Henry, thank you so much for supporting the channel, baby. I truly appreciate it. Portia said, I believe it. I believe it all. My girl Tony says, MOCA, Billy is a big part of the puzzle because she kept calling his name. And you know what's funny? She said Billy. She said Bill. She kept saying Billy. And she said it so many times. And Billy and Bill, allegedly, points right back right back to the owner of that restaurant. And that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. All I know is that video was so chilling. That was a lot to watch. The voice box. The laughing in the background was so eerie. So will her friends, or those so-called friends, will they suffer? Indeed they will. Indeed they will. If you're here and you're enjoying this live stream, whether you enjoy it or not, and you're just listening, ear hustling in the bushes, you're a part of the family too. Hit the like button for your girl. Let's get these likes to match the views. I would truly, truly appreciate that. Samantha says she didn't get all the money, which is why she resurfaced. They were supposed to pay in increments. Besides the lawsuit, they might have gotten the other girl's organs. Samantha. A reader recently said, Kenneka said she's going to be on her job to make sure that the rest of the money that was promised to Theresa don't get it. That's what Kenneka said. Theresa's out here allegedly cutting up, carrying on, and doing everything that she's doing because Theresa was expecting the other part of the money to drop. These people done told Theresa, sit your black ass down and kiss ours. You're done. You've done your part, and we don't owe you shit. You signed the NDA without reading, dummy. Oh, you knew you was getting money, and you were greedy for it. You signed for the 3.7, but you had nobody with you smart enough, intelligent enough to explain to you exactly what you signed. So you signed to get the 3.7, but there was no clause indicating that you would get anything else. So you got what you got. So take your ass on, because we got what we needed, and we didn't even thank you for it. Allegedly, they gave you the chicken feed, but then there is somebody out here with these organs that's collecting billions, a lifetime worth. Make it make sense, Theresa. But you're out here and you want us to feel sorry for you. Theresa, I have no empathy for your ass, because don't nobody in their right mind move the way you move. Nobody. Rashina says, but if Theresa goes down for fraud, she's going to take everybody down with her, as she should. As she should. Then she's going to have to say exactly what went down. She's going to have to be honest. She's going to have to be honest with Antonia's mama as well. Theresa, God need to prick your soul and just let you vomit. You should never be able to eat another plate of food. Just let you just keep vomiting till you tell the damn truth. You're stealing. You're lying. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Catherine, isn't that something, baby? Because let me tell you, I hit a roadblock too. And isn't that a red flag? Thank you so much, Carla Henry. Catherine says, when you look Theresa up, no real information. Thank you, Philly Mommy. I'm going to check it, baby. When you look Theresa up, there's no real information on birthday. It's a red flag. I believe that, Catherine, because I looked Theresa up. There's nothing. Doesn't that speak volumes? Because now I want to know. What is Theresa hiding? Who is she running from? How many other names is Theresa really tied to? Because what's insane is knowing that so many other deaths are linked to this lady's name. So was it just deaths? That's what we have to question ourselves and ask. We know about the people that, have come up deceased around her name. Were these ordinary deaths? Or were these also a part of the let me get rich quick scheme too? Because this shit is not normal. It's not ordinary. And how do you do this shit? Portia said, she probably hiding somewhere, perhaps. Portia. My spirit has been saying that. Being that I feel it's a game that's been played, right? Not only do I believe, allegedly, that she's somewhere hiding, I also believe it's a possibility that Zach is too. That's just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Carla Henry said that auntie that received that money, she's deceased now. My girl Wanda says she knew. Kenneka knew. But didn't know it was going to be her. But I said last week, she talking. She's going to tell us anyway, just like Kenneka didn't see it coming. Theresa know they coming for her. See, when you make those type of deals and arrangements, right? You can't make a deal with the devil and don't expect him to come back and collect. And that's what she failed to understand. So Theresa, you're really not as bright as you want us to believe, ma'am. My girl Laria said, MOCA, in order to take her organs, is only a small window of time to take them. I'm wondering where in the hotel did this take place? Well, Laria, according to the videos that we've seen, and this is just my perspective, From what I've seen in those videos, when we look at that kitchen, that makeshift kitchen, because nobody can make me believe it's a kitchen. And that's my opinion. I honestly and truly believe that it's a makeshift morgue. I do believe that kitchen was a makeshift morgue. And if you all believe the same thing, or if you, however you may look at it, if you believe that that kitchen is also a cover up for being a makeshift morgue, throw some fire in the chat. Because, or hundreds in the chat, because there's no way a kitchen that's supposed to be an upcoming or supposed to be a restaurant should look like that. Nothing in that bitch spelled a kitchen. Nothing. Thank you all for lighting up the chat. Nothing in that said it was a kitchen. I believe it was a makeshift morgue. King D, welcome, boo. I believe. So whatever they had planned, whatever stage they set, they knew exactly what was going on. Hey, London, welcome, boo. They knew exactly what was going on. They set the stage for it. They truly set the stage for it. Catherine said, phew, Theresa and her sister, allegedly, worked in those fraudulent group homes. Wow. 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 My girl Kitty said she's suffering on earth and she will do the same in hell. Definitely she will. Definitely she will. Portia said, because she had to cover that naked butt as she was caught walking around in the cold streets of Chicago. And you know, that was sad. That was sad on her part. But that wasn't Theresa willingly want to walk those streets butt ass naked now. Wasn't that she willingly did that? That was them demons. That was them demons. You did what you did, ma'am. So now I gotta do you dirty too. And that's just the beginning of her exposing who she really is. My girl Rock said Billy can also refer to a goat as in Baphomet. Hold up, Rock. Rock, you remember that's the same statue that they have in Detroit. When we were talking about Naziah, shut your mouth. See, we learn something new every single day. Every single day. Hey, Blessed Baby. Blessed Baby said, why so many people played a part in this homicide? That part, Blessed Baby. It's like it was a badly written storyline. And we don't understand it. But you know, all we have to do is sit by and wait on it because it's all going to be revealed. Happy holidays, Tracy Ellen. Welcome, my love. Catherine says, man, the eye in the sky. MOCA, it did it for me. And it cloaked in the clouds after the session was over, Catherine, that eye was so eerie. That eye was so, let me tell you, when I saw that eye in those clouds, I have to be honest, I was ready to clock out. I was ready. As he was doing it, that eye just kept hovering over them. Not only was that eye hovering over them, but the eyes from Kenneka on that damn headstone, it was like it was piercing through his soul. I swear, I wanted to clock out. Cool girl sisters, I believe she forgot to read the damn fine prints. Them people gave your ass that money and told you to go on. Go on. No honor among fraudulent. Exactly, Marty. Portia said she sold her soul like the little mermaid did in order to be human. Oh, Lord. She's out here doing all of this shit, but y'all right. Theresa's slower than she looks. Slower than we thought. This is some wicked shit. My girl Sheena says, I truly believe they're hiding information on Theresa, Kenneka, Kenneka, and Theresa whole little litter because we are getting closer to the truth. Sis, you look these people up. Let me tell you. Everybody that's involved, right? That whole little family dynamic. You do a search on them and you coming up at a dead end. So why is their information being hidden? And you know, they're ordinary people. They don't live no lavish lifestyles. They're not no celebrities. They're not floating in big money. So guess what? It's somebody that's really big. Somebody that's really big is behind all of this shit, that's protecting their information because they don't want us connecting the dots. Because when we start pulling up their family and their friends and their associates, then it's going to tie us back into the bigger people. And they don't want that. They don't want that. So these people have done everything that they can do to keep Theresa out of the spotlight, where we can't dig up shit on her. And that alone is a red flag. So anybody that comes out here and says, hey, I pull up XYZ on Theresa, no, the fuck you didn't. No, the fuck you didn't. And they're saying that ain't even her real name. That ain't even the bitch real name. Wanda says, we don't know what her real name is. Because remember, this is a storyline. We can't pull her up by nothing. So we don't know what the bitch name is. And that's a fact. Welcome everyone to the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Catherine want to know if it's a real name Tyrone. Girl, we don't know. We don't know. Kristen said she wanted people to believe she was a Martin. She's really a Jenkins. Tyrone Jenkins. Tyrone Jenkins. We shall find out. We shall find out. Most definitely. My girl Philly Mommy says, the moment I noticed her changed her name from Jenkins to Martin, I immediately started taking screenshots. Isn't that something? Is that not something? Why would she do it? And then she came out here and she tried to confuse the world. Now all of a sudden, Kenneka's name is Kenneka Martin. Theresa, sit your raggedy ass down. As if you've not already caused enough damn confusion. Why? You're not tired? Because what you're not going to do is draw us into this deep, dark, demonic shit. And that's why I tell you all, following Theresa, you got to be prayed up. When Theresa goes live, you got to tap out after 2 or 3 minutes because them demons are real. Theresa really didn't read the fine print, y'all, because goddamn it, the devil do play for keeps. And he does. My girl says, MOCA, the hotel, they stored organs there before. They got busted years ago for that. So let's talk about it. Any decent human being that knows, if you from there, you know the history on this hotel. Why would you want to have any affiliation with it whatsoever? Are you not afraid of them snatching you for your organs? Are you not afraid? So why would you willingly go there? Why would you willingly participate in anything going on at that hotel unless you're willing to pay the piper? Unless you're one of these people that don't mind doing a little something strange for a little change. And allegedly, Theresa, that's what you did. You did some strange shit for a little change because that's all you ended up with, baby, was a little change. And you're still not fucking happy. Because at the end of the day, I don't give a damn what nobody says. That kitchen was not a kitchen. That was definitely a makeshift morgue. And the stories that came out behind it was insane. My girl TB says the kitchen was the surgery. The makeshift flower shop had the crematory in the basement. Yes, Lord, yes. But yet, they didn't think we would gravitate towards that. We wasn't supposed to see that. We wasn't supposed to recognize it. We wasn't supposed to call it out. We were just supposed to accept whatever it is that they told us and run with it. No, we're not a Theresa. We're definitely not a Theresa. My girl Tony said the kitchen looks just like a morgue, because that's what it is. Samantha says it was said somewhere, allegedly, it was said somewhere that Zach and Kenneka are together. Allegedly. And you know, if that's alleged, as I say, it's alleged. But Samantha, I almost believe that. And that's just me. I almost believe that. I do. I do. Kitty said, well, tonight is a damn good night for Theresa to go run her ass outside in that cold. Oh, Lord. Catherine said, notice she's not taking pictures or going live now. She definitely went to Miami to collect some more cash. But from who? Definitely not the lawyers. Wherever she went, and whatever she collected, if she collected anything. Because remember, she's there and she wanted to, well, she had that little fake lawsuit, talking about she was filing a lawsuit against the rental car company. Wherever she went, they told Theresa she was doing too much on social media. And she needed to settle down. Thank you, Wanda. God bless you. She needed to settle down. Because Theresa was at the point of exposing somebody who didn't want to be exposed. So she might be quiet for right now. But I hope we don't believe that that's the end of Theresa. Theresa done brought too much attention. So when y'all right, when Raquel mentioned that goat symbol, don't that speak volumes? It makes a whole lot of sense because Theresa is going in chats, throwing goats up. Throwing goats up. So connecting these dots, Theresa, we're not overlooking the shit that you do. We're not. All this shit is wicked. It is wicked. Cool Girl Sister says, MOCA, there is also, remember, a donor building next to the hotel. This shit is something that nobody would ever humanly think is possible. So you know you have to be in such a wicked, wicked place to come up with some shit like this. Catherine said, and it's so much incest in their families. Jenkins, Martins, allegedly pure wickedness. But look, not only the incest, right? But that family and some shady shit going on with those names and that bloodline. Philly Mama said it was the Carrie movie on X. She praying to everyone but God. Literally, Kenneka's friends and mama did her wrong. And they're going to pay. They're going to pay. They're going to pay. Hey, Bria, welcome to the chat, my love. Cynthia says, yep, MOCA, I feel the same way about the Nazaya case. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And Cynthia, we're going to get on Nazaya before this year is out. We got to pick it back up. Cool Girl Sister says, MOCA, what is the name of the movie Zach was making? Remember? They had a double, even fake names. Cool Girl Sister, there was so many doubles and triples involved in this shit. My thing is, where all these people come from? Where they all came from? And they didn't have to recruit them. It almost appeared as if they knew. How long? You know, the question that everybody needs to be asking is, how long did these people sit their ass around this round table and plan this shit out? Because this was a plan. This was definitely a plan. Because shit like this It don't just happen at the drop of a dime. Yes, Lord, Bria, she said, mammy makeover. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This and why all the cover up? Why the cover up? Catherine says they're all sleeping together. Young Bando is involved as well, allegedly. Shut up. But this, my girl came out here. My girl, Lady JJ says, we that know, knows. We that knows the GOAT signal. Hopefully, you know what you're doing, period. That part, Lady JJ. That part. That part. That part. Baby, you can't play with certain things. My sister Rashida said it was a distraction to throw us off. 4 years. But we on to the masses now. But that's a shame. 4 years. 4 years. And this shit is still resurfacing. Mm-mm. My girl Kitty says, people don't just get away with this type of crime easily unless there are higher ups and other types of weirdos involved. Kitty, that's a fact. Kitty, this is deep. And not only is it deep, a lot of people need to understand it's dark, it's demonic, it's wicked. And that I can't cover this every day because you have to protect you. You have to stay prayed up dealing with this. And if you ain't got God in you, you won't survive. You can't. This shit sucks all your energy from the inside out. And it's a shame. Organ harvesting at its best. And you know, allegedly, being a celebrity, let me say this. Being a celebrity allegedly, and with this dark energy around you, there's no way, right? I would want something like this, organ harvesting, rituals. I wouldn't want that tied to my name. And the fact that Bill's name keeps coming up over and over and over again, not only in this situation, but in situations prior to this, that says a lot. That speaks volumes. So that tells you a lot that this is deeper and darker than we actually want to admit. Follow the money. You follow the trickery. You follow the deceit and the lies and the darkness behind it. My girl TB says, keep in mind, majority of all sacrificial funeral colors is purple. And when we research that, TB, I believe everything you just put there. Kenneka's colors were purple. And I can't unhear the words from that preacher over that funeral. And it makes me wonder if he was paid something strange? Was he paid a little change to say something strange? Because this man said God was going to reward Theresa for sacrificing Kenneka. Mister, Mister, are you well? Are you a part of the play? Were you auditioned into this script as well? Because I don't know what God you serve, which one you know. But ain't no God is going to ever tell somebody that I'm going to reward you for sacrificing your own. That man stood there and said, you sacrificed Kenneka. Get ready. Get ready to reap your rewards. So it's almost like he was a part of the play as well. Because how did you know, mister? How the hell did you know? Right? That Theresa was about to collect a little change. She done said money made people do some crazy shit. Catherine said the darkest preacher I've ever heard, Reverend Lowdown. That's a good goddamn name for him, because that was some shit. Marty said that was a very strange comment, coming from a man who's supposed, you said that right, who's supposed to serve the Lord. This is strange. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody want to hit the link? I'm going to drop, not, this link ain't for trolls. I'm telling you all right now. But troll, come up here. Troll going to get it. Catherine says, that preacher said he allegedly, strong, survived. Hey, boo. Catherine said that preacher said he allegedly met Theresa in an Uber. Shut your mouth. No, mister, you could do better than that. He met her in an Uber. He played his part and he played it well. He played it well. My girl, Carla Henry says, other preachers wouldn't let Theresa have that funeral at their church. Carla Henry, I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. So Theresa, my girl, I'm telling you, this all was a play. Everybody, from the protests to the hotel, to the funeral, to the grave, to the cemetery, to collecting the money. Everybody that was involved in these different 5 settings, everybody got a price to pay. The protester, the advocate, got a price to pay. Because I do believe they got paid too. Because the conversation hit different. Body language tells it all. There's nobody innocent in this. Anybody whose name is tied up in this Theresa's bullshit got a price to pay. Catherine says, remember, we are in that green room getting their parts to play. Shut up. Ty, Tanisha, Trevante, that part, Catherine. Everybody got a part to play. And they playing them to the T. But playing these parts means sacrificing lives. And why? Why have these sacrificial lambs? Theresa put her ass in a position. You took your black ass and you went in that hotel amongst all them white folks at a so saved, eyes wide shut ball, where you knew there were rituals allegedly. You knew that's where contracts were made for sacrificial purposes allegedly. You lied. You and Kenneka so say friends came out here lying about a ticket Kenneka supposedly got when Theresa, you know that that ticket was your ticket because you were at that hotel on the 6th signing contracts and making this shit happen on the 6th. So, bitch, the lies you come out here and tell, the lies you paid those little friends to tell, because I don't give a goddamn. If these were really Kenneka's supposedly friends, there's not a damn thing nobody could say. There's nothing that they could do to keep me quiet if I really loved my friend and I had her best interest at heart. The only thing that could have kept me quiet at that age, 19, 20 years old, was money. Because at 19, 20, these young girls, these some street girls, all they believe is shaking their ass and smoking weed and looking for a little man. So that money, Theresa promised them a few dollars allegedly, paid them a few dollars. So they refused to talk about that night. They refused to tell their involvement. Why is that? Because they were part of the script as well. I believe that with all my heart. Because if you're my friend, if you're really my friend, I'm going to tell it. So the fake tears and the made up stories that these little hoes came out here and told, I don't believe either one of them. I don't believe a goddamn thing Zach TV said. The more that I listen to what he's put out, because he was involved too. Nobody could make me believe he just showed up there. I believe he had a part to play and he played it well. If you all believe that Zach TV, if you all believe that Zach TV was a producer or a co-producer of this failed ass movie, light the chat up. Because that's what I believe. That's what I believe. I believe he was getting footage to go into production. I believe he was there filming every step of the way to make a name for himself. That's what I believe. And it went bad. Thank you all for lighting up the chat. I believe it went bad. He wasn't as innocent as he wanted the world to believe he was. He wanted us to believe that the hotel gave him raw footage of what took place that night. No way. Because if I give you raw footage, 36 hours of footage of what took place that night, Nigga, I ain't just giving you that, because that means I'm telling on me. So why would the hotel put valuable information like that in Zach TV's hand without incriminating themselves? It's the lies that they tell. He had his old ass there amongst all those young children. You better know he sat at the round table while this was being thought out, while it was being scripted out. He's not innocent. He's not innocent. And that's my opinion. And that's why I feel, and I'm entitled to feel how I feel. Feel that this was scripted. And I feel it was a script that went bad, real bad. That part, TB, he said the hotel called his phone a personal number that nobody should have had. Now, you can't fool us all with that, because now if nobody had that number and the hotel is calling that number, the only way the hotel could call that number is if you called them first. Everybody's not slow. Everybody's not slow. My girl Sheena says, you know what? He straight played on our tops. See, and this is why they got rid of him. He became greedy. Sis, I'm going to stop right there. I love what y'all are bringing right now. I love what y'all are bringing, because guess what? What my sister just said. You know what? He straight played on our tops. See, and this is why they got rid of him. He became greedy. Sister, hold on to that, because let me tell you what I believe, Mo. I believe he's still here. I believe, see, I be all over the place, but I do believe that funeral that they showed of Zach, I believe that too was part of the play. I believe that was staged. And before y'all come throwing chairs and books at me, let me tell you why I believe it was staged, or why I feel it's staged. Because remember, he said he released the unseen footage to two people. One of the people that he supposedly released it to is no longer here. The other person is supposedly the advocate that had Theresa's back from the beginning. Then he claimed somebody broke into his apartment or broke into his home prior to his unaliving and took all his shit. So if everything was gone when they stole it, somebody please help me understand this. Why is his page still operating? Who's operating that page? And if that was really some footage that had never been seen before, why has that footage not been dropped? I do believe he's somewhere with his feet kicked up, hiding like a motherfucker, because he's been exposed. I do believe he's alive and well. I do. Catherine said all facts, MOCA. And Zach got mad because he messed up the play and told him, you will not be directing the movie. He thought this was his big break, and little did he know he was setting a trap for himself. And I believe he went away. I believe he went away because he was in too deep and he was afraid. I believe that. My girl PJ says, MOCA, in the beginning, Zach claimed he was in New York. Zach told several lies. PJ, exactly. Exactly. How could you be in New York and Chicago at the same time? It's little things that we have to pay attention to. Carla said he played himself. Catherine said, MOCA, he might be filming this right now. If so, I'm taking him straight to the courthouse. You understand? Welcome to the chat. P Legal Intel, welcome, baby. Said Rob was the first person I heard say he wasn't dead and was in Germany with his family. Wow. See, well, whoever Rob is, I never, followed them. But that's what I believe. I believe this man is alive. The way this shit is happening and, sitting back all these years later and piecing the loose ends together, all it takes is common sense, a little discernment, and a willingness to understand. This shit looked like a badly written storyline if ever I seen one. Very bad written. And they were in too deep. It's the lies. It's the lies. My girls say, oh, speaking of his ass, is the advocate related to Theresa boyfriend at the time this mess started? Girl, it makes me wonder. Speaking of his ass, because the one thing that stands out with his ass is to come out here and say, I protected that bitch. I will never forget those words. And then when he was challenged and asked, why would he say he protected her? Protected her from what, Mr. Advocate? We want to know. The people deserve to know. What did you protect her from? His rebuttal was, I took an oath. You know what he said? I took an oath. Okay. So if you took an oath, you took an oath. Island girl said, oh my God, that's why Zach gave his computer to that guy? Girl, it's a lie. He said he took an oath, right? So now who did you take an oath with? MOCA being MOCA. This is what I came up with. The oath that he took, allegedly, was the same fucking oath Theresa took when she signed that NDA. When Theresa signed that NDA, believe me when I tell you, that NDA wasn't just for Theresa to shut the fuck up. That NDA was for everybody that was involved to shut the hell up. Because as y'all notice, once Theresa signed that NDA, nobody, and I mean nobody, ever spoke again. The only time you heard That church mouse utter was when Theresa came out here a couple of months back and implicated him and started calling his name. Right is right and wrong is wrong. We got to call it for what it is. I don't give a fuck who it upsets. AB Original Man, welcome, my love. Nobody said shit until Theresa gave the green light, as if the oath no longer mattered. So they came out here spilling a little this and spilling a little that, giving us tidbits, dropping crumbs, but not dropping the real crumbs. See, Philly Mama said, yep, I asked him the question and he ignored me. TB said these fuckers making me sick. Oh Lord. Yep, sis. He took an oath with the devil and the higher ups. He had to. He had to. Catherine said, shut her own mouth up for pocket change. Ingrid said, why Theresa have a black eye and her hand broke? Did she fight Kenneka? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't believe she had a fight. I don't believe she had a fight, Ingrid. Theresa had some other shit going on. But it wasn't, I don't think it was her fight. But y'all, this shit is deeper than we will ever know. But look, we ain't gonna stop. We're gonna keep going down this, because it ain't no rabbit hole no more. There's a pothole. It ain't a rabbit hole because it's too dark, it's demonic, it's sickening. It's no longer a rabbit hole. Every night we come out here, different voices, the same concern. And this shit just keeps repeating. It just keeps repeating. And we keep getting the same thing over and over and over. And is that normal? Mm-mm. You gotta be a special kind of somebody to see it from different angles and different ways, and to understand. P Legal Intel says, I spoke to Rob on one of his lives, and he said everything was a lie and everything was connected to those missing twins. Shut your mouth. Girl, see? Again, like I said, I don't know who Rob is, never heard of him. Because I wasn't on this case from the beginning. And where I picked up, Lord in heaven knows, I said this very same thing. And it starts with the missing twins from Philadelphia. I dug into this. I dug into those missing twins from Philadelphia. Kenneka's biological daddy ain't shit. Kenneka's biological father ain't shit. This man is not deceased, as they want us to believe. This man collected money. Just like Theresa, Lenore, Kenny, just like they all sat at the round table, signed that NDA, collected money on Kenneka's name. So did Kenneka's biological father, who's also the man that snatched those two children from their biological mother in Philadelphia. Now that's a live stream by itself. Kenneka and Kenny Jenkins do not belong to Theresa. They're not her biological children. And it's a damn shame because King Edward Jenkins, no matter where the hell you are, it's time that you answer to the shit that you've done. Right now, it ain't about no fucking Masons. It ain't about no Eastern Star. It ain't about none of this shit. See, King Edward Jenkins and Theresa both allegedly had malicious intent. I believe they purposely planned to remove those twins. I guess King Edward thought the mom would have been better off not having them since she had 9 children. The devil ain't done with them. The devil ain't done. Oh, he ain't done. A girl said he said the Fowler twins' mother is kin to Theresa, Zach, and others that were at that hotel. Now the Fowler twins' mother, listen, Linda. The Fowler twins' mother was in a relationship with King Edward Jenkins, who is Kenneka and Kenny's biological father. That's where the Fowler twins come in. But that's the live stream by itself. And Patricia, the mother, she lied about it. She even had one of her older children lie about it. Hey, my girl Storm, welcome, boo. And thank you so much. Happy holidays, mama. She says, hello, beautiful people. I love y'all and ain't nothing y'all can do about it. Thank you, boo. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. And we love you too, mama. So Patricia did a whole lot of lying. And I do believe Zach knew. Zach knew. Theresa knew. They all knew. It was a badly written sacrificial script, y'all. Very poorly written script. And they thought they were winning. They played into the devil's hands. God intervened and he said, not on my watch. Not on my watch. And that's why they're struggling right now. That's why this shit is being exposed. little bit at the time. We have to be able to collect the small gems because they're really dropping them. Catherine said, yes, MOCA. Patricia's son got locked up for a couple of days so they could school him on what to say if asked about his brother and sister. God ain't finished with this. He ain't finished. And we ain't finished either. We ain't finished. So we'll be back. I keep hearing that name. Keep hearing that name. Ryan Singleton. This is like the third time I heard that name. She says they need to look into Ryan Singleton's death. Goes right back to that very same place in Philadelphia. Hey, Dorothy Ann, welcome, boo. Happy holidays to you. This is insane. And until we get just a little insight, a little more insight, until we get just a little more insight, we're going to continue knocking on doors. We're going to continue bringing content. We're going to continue asking the hard question. Because this makes no sense. How bodies just come up missing. How missing organs are being questioned. No, this ain't life. This ain't life. This is not normal. So guys, we're going to end this stream here and we'll be back. We will definitely be back. We will be back tomorrow. We will be back to pick up where we left off. And if you're here and this live stream done anything to you, and if you felt that we touched on some things and exposed just a few more things, and you rock with MOCA the long way, light the chat up for your girl. Light the chat up for your girl, MOCA. I'm with you, MOCA. I'm riding with you. MOCA, we are touching some things. Kitty said this story is so close to home. I live in Philadelphia, and Philly cover up lots of corruption. Isn't that sad? We're going to go out here tonight. Philly mommy, thank you for lighting it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. I thank each and every one of you all for taking your time out of this beautiful Friday evening and come and rock with your girl. Appreciate each and every one that supported the channel, whether it was just hitting the like button, sharing out the live, super chats and super stickers. Your love for the channel never goes unnoticed. Engaging with the emojis to the right, lighting them up. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And one thing we're going to always do, we're going to come out here and we're going to speak the truth. My girl, Pete Legal Intel said, MOCA, I was a desk agent and was told to 10 down. Wow. Billy Mommy said the classiest room on YouTube. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. But I thank you all for being here. I thank you all for your wisdom, your respectfulness, your kindness, because we're all here to understand what the fuck is really going on. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless each and every one of you. And we're going to leave out of here knowing That's right, sis. We're going to leave out of here knowing that over here is always purpose over popularity. We don't have to lie to kick it, y'all. We don't have to lie to kick it. So as MOCA goes out here, leaving here this space tonight on our intro song. Nope, our outro song this time. Just light up the chat for your girl, because we are definitely family. And we're going to always respect it that way. Good night. God bless. And I love each and every one of you. Until next time.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No. Motivated from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Tapping if you real, we don't fake nothing here. Got a team full of truth and a chat full of cheer. MOCA in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Know the pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. Won't you lead 'em from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Down in the know where the soul don't break. MOCA built the lane where the real ones stay. Ain't no faking the funk, ain't no playing for clout. You bring that mess, we gon' sort that out. But this ain't about drama, it's about love, it's about healing, it's about trust. Every child, every voice, every name in the breeze. We gon' stand for the ones no one else gon' see. So we rise tall, we rise as one. Oh no, no bellows, the work ain't done. Won't you lead it from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. One mic, one tribe, one mission in mind. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide. Where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause. Every kid, every tear, we break down walls. When you hear that bell, that's the call to act. We family now, and that's just facts. We stand tall, we rise as one. We rise as one. No lapels, the work ain't done. No, lead it from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This one's for every voice we fight for and every child who needs to be heard. We see you, we feel you. We stand with the truth. This is Enola Bells. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Stand tall. Join the family.
Thank you all. You all have a good night. God bless you all. Shout out to the replay crew. We see you. We feel you. We love you. Levesque, I see you, boo. I see you. I'm going to say good night. I'm going to say God bless. Until next time.